What if I told you Noah's Ark wasn't the only ark? What if civilizations across the world, completely disconnected, all told eerily similar stories about a great flood that wiped everything out? Same disaster, same survival story, different continents. Coincidence? Or something deeper? This is Pocket Podcasting Company, and I am Dana.
Hey, I'm Sam. Let's start with the one most people know, Noah's Ark. You've got divine anger, a chosen man, a giant boat, animals in pairs, logistics nightmare, and then, boom, global flood, reset button, humanity 2.0.
And one very stressed-out zookeeper.
Sure. But here's the twist. This exact structure, not the details but the pattern, shows up all over the world. The oldest written version we have isn't Noah. It's from ancient Mesopotamia. In the Epic of Gilgamesh, a man named Utnapishtim gets warned by a god. Build a massive boat, save life, flood's coming. Sound familiar?
Wait, that's Noah.
Almost line for line. Boat? Check. Animals? Check. Release birds to find land? Also check. This story existed over 1,000 years before the Bible was written down.
So Noah might not be the original.
Let's just say he had influential predecessors. Now, it gets global. In ancient India, you have Manu. A tiny fish warns him about a coming flood. That fish turns out to be a god. He builds a boat, ties it to the fish, and is guided to safety.
So GPS. More like God positioning system.
Because let's be honest, during a world-ending flood, that's probably the only system not saying recalculating. So, then in Greece, you get Deucalion and Pyrrha. Zeus floods the world. They survive in a chest, basically a mini ark, and then repopulate humanity by throwing stones over their shoulders.
That feels aggressively Greek.
The metamorphosis from stone bit, unmistakably Greek. Now, in another part of the planet, China flips the script. Instead of survive the flood, it's fix the flood. Yu the Great doesn't build a boat, he builds infrastructure, channels rivers, controls water, turns chaos into plumbing.
So less Noah, more world's first waterbender.
Yeah, more so. The only guy who looked at a world-ending flood and said, yeah, we can manage this. Now things get even more interesting. In the Maya Popol Vuh, a failed version of humanity, lacking proper soul, intelligence and gratitude, gets wiped out by flood. Not one family saved, just delete and restart.
Ooh, so no ark, no chosen human survivors. That's a bit different from the other stories we have seen. But the key parallels remain. Flood functions as divine judgment against a defective humanity and clears the stage for a new, better creation.
True. Another example. In Hopi traditions, entire previous worlds are destroyed, sometimes by water, before humanity emerges again. Now, we might want to take that with a grain of salt, as Hopi narratives are not as standardized in the way Noah's story is in Genesis.
Sam, weren't there similar myths in Australian Aboriginal stories?
You're correct. Some coastal Australian communities do describe land disappearing under rising seas, possibly preserving real memories from thousands of years ago.
So, not just myth, possibly memory?
Possibly. The final example we have is often overlooked, and it is even more fascinating, because it is not a rain flood at all. In Norse creation mythology, the gods kill the primordial giant Ymir, and his blood floods the world. Bergelmir and his wife survive by escaping in or on a lúðr, a kind of wooden container or boat-like object.
Fascinating. Okay, so let's line this up. Are they all the same story, or just similar ideas?
All right. Here's what keeps repeating. In almost all of these accounts, a warning, a chosen survivor, a massive flood, near total destruction, and a reset.
That's not coincidence-level similarity.
In some cases, like Mesopotamia and the Bible, they're probably connected. But globally, floods are one of the most terrifying things humans experience. Fast, unstoppable, total. So different cultures may have built similar stories from very real disasters.
So, not one global flood, but many floods, many memories, many meanings.
That's right. Some are about judgment, some about survival, some about restarting the world, and some might even be echoes of real events.
Different stories, same fear. Water, taking everything.
And maybe a reminder to always build the boat early.
This is Pocket Podcasting Company, where curiosity gets distilled.
And long stories don't outlast your coffee.
If you know of a similar flood myth from a different civilization that we might have missed, drop them in the comments section below. We'll see you again soon with another question you didn't know you had.
And if you like our content, please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. See you soon.